This episode is brought to you by Canadots. Canadots dissolve under the tongue. Each disc at 5 milligrams, a controlled microdose of THC for a zero sugar, 0 calorie, smokeless experience. Quick release Canadots can infuse any beverage of your choice for an elevated experience that's cost effective for you. It's a heightened experience your way. Cherry, orange, and blueberry flavors are a discreet treat you can enjoy anywhere, anytime. Find us at your local dispensary. They're local now. Get it, dot it, chill.
You guys are ready?
Great.
Cool.
Thank you.
But like, you just touched on something, Megan, about billionaires that was very interesting because yesterday on Netflix I watched that Titan documentary. Oh,
What's that one about?
The Ocean Gate.
Oh.
They already got the documentary out,
Yeah.
and the only word I can think of is hubris.
Oh, and this is the submarine that
Yes,
exploded.
that
Okay.
imploded.
Yeah.
Hubris. So, it was carbon fiber was the hull.
Okay.
So carbon fiber, allegedly, I think I'm getting this right, is good with tension, but not compression.
Okay.
So the deeper the submersible went underwater, you started to hear these audible like clicks and pops. That's the fiber snapping. So they kept the first time they did it, like they tested it, they put it into like some like device or whatever, and you could hear all the snap, crackles, and pops. It came out, and the dude that ran the company was like, yeah, it looks like a Jackson Pollock. I was like, what? Like, how is this a thing?
And he still was like, I want to get in that.
Oh, yeah, he was like, he fired people. He was like, all it takes me is 50 grand to ruin your life. He was suing, counter-suing, putting people in litigation to the point where they just didn't have enough capital to, like, keep fighting this thing. But they tried to do enough to let people know, like, this isn't really that safe. And it was like and it was really weird because each time they did it, it got worse and worse and worse. It was more like, pop, 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 pop. And he was in there one time by himself. He's like, oh, that doesn't sound too good. But still did it anyway.
Yeah.
And what was funny was right before the very last one, there was a YouTuber that tried to go, but the weather kept messing them up. So they finally gave up. But on the way back to shore, the dude that ran the company was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try it right now. So then they did. And they did for a little bit. And the YouTuber noticed, he's like, why do I feel cold by my feet, and why is there condensation? There was condensation because carbon fiber cannot be stored in cold. And it was stored in cold because of the bottom line, because it was too much money to ship it back to where it needed to be to get stored properly, maintained, looked at, and the whole thing. So it was there for an entire winter.
And it's not supposed to be in the cold really at all.
No.
But isn't like the depths of the ocean cold?
Yeah. So I'm guessing like it goes in, but it's at, I don't know, room temp, and it should be able to maintain its tension or compression.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't able to. And it was so messed up because you knew what was coming at the end of the documentary.
Oh, yeah.
That last ride. So they played like the recording or whatever, what they heard, and it was this loud pop. And that was it. The only thing I think they recovered was like that front portion.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they were all fish food. But it's like the bottom line, and like, I don't know. It was a lot to take in.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot to take in, especially when you know
what
the
happened.
ending.
You know the ending. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
It was a lot, dude.
God, we really shouldn't let billionaires do the things that we let them do.
We think they're smart by default.
No, it's like also it's not like we do think they're smart. They just do it anyway because they have the money.
Right.
It's like a child where
Yes.
you're like,
Yes.
it's time to put your toys back. Okay,
Dude.
we have to. It's time to continue on with the day. We have to put the toys away. So please, and they're like, no, I'm not
Oh
putting
my
the
God.
toys away. And you're like, no, you have to put the toys away. And he was like, actually, it doesn't say anywhere that I have to put the toys away. And you're like, what kind of little shit child
Yes.
is this?
This was the best part,
This
though.
is why I'm not in childcare.
Oh my God.
Because
Yo.
I was that little shit kid.
You were the
I-
little shit kid?
I was a smart ass.
You were the smart ass. See, I was the good kid
Yeah.
because I understood 4 words. Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
As long as I had benefit of the doubt, I was good to go.
yeah.
These big brown eyes, tap into that, Webster, Arnold Jackson, all those little kids from the sitcoms. You tap into that energy. The teacher has no choice but to melt.
Yeah, yeah.
No choice.
It's a helpful role. I would say that, like, though I was a smart ass,
Right.
I was still put in, like, with the good
Right?
crowd, like, too. It's like if I was their teacher, I'd be like, oh, Megan's here. That's fine. It's
Yeah.
just like, I'm the one orchestrating.
Yes.
It's like, I'm robbing the bank. I'm robbing the bank. You guys are letting me rob the bank.
Dude, that reminds me of like my junior high school days. We were all the good kids, but we were like the biggest schemers and cheats around. But all the bad kids, allegedly, in air quotes, they got the write-ups.
Yeah.
They were the ones with the eagle eyes on them.
I wanted to go to detention. I did. And I focused. And I finally got it. And they were like, you want to go? And I was like, yes, I want to go. And when I got all the baggers, were like, oh, Miley, what are you doing here? And I was like, just kind of wanted to see what goes on. And they're like, you're so weird. I was like, yeah.
Dude, that is weird.
Yeah, no, I
Didn't you
just-
watch The Breakfast Club?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that.
See? You wanted it to be like that?
Yeah,
You-
like I got in there and I was like, so what do we do? And they're like,
Nothing.
yeah, it's just sit here.
There's
like-
no shenanigans in the school.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no introspection. You're just sitting there. No, Megan.
Yeah, no, but I got the experience.
You got the experience.
Got the experience I was looking for.
So how did the experience help you?
Oh, well, I didn't go back.
Oh,
Yeah, then I was like, okay, now I won't get caught.
lesson learned.
Yeah.
Megan. Megan, do you know what this is?
What is this?
This is episode 21.
Whoa, our podcast can drink.
But we don't want to.
No.
No, I mean,
No, well, I guess also our podcast can consume.
yes, our podcast can consume. Episode
go.
21. We're naming this one Grasshopper Pie.
Yum.
So, Grasshopper Pie, all you need is this. You get one of those pie crusts with the Oreo cookies in it.
Okay.
All right. Then you take, it's like heavy cream. It's some take pudding mix. And you want that like cream, like the cream cheese and all that stuff in it, right?
Also with the base, if
Yes.
you didn't want to buy the shells, but you had the cookies, you could also put that into the pan and crush those down.
Yes. Crush them down with
Correct.
butter.
Yeah,
Bake them.
Yeah, you might be able to do it without butter. I think you could just crush it down because the cookie's already done.
And the
Kinda
cream
like
is
with
already in there.
With like a graham cracker
Yes.
crust, you would just crush the cookies
Mhm.
down. You don't add anything, right?
No, I don't think so. And then the cream
Yeah.
is already in there, the Oreo cookie cream, so you mash it down.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want alcohol, you do green food coloring, vanilla extract, and mint extract.
Got it.
So then it looks, you got the Oreo cookie, you got that green, creamy whatever,
Yeah.
and that's your grasshopper pie.
There you go.
And this is episode 21 of the Big Sale Session. I am so excited.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, if you did it with alcohol, would that be creme de menthe?
Yes.
Okay.
Creme de menthe, and I think some of them were like cacao.
Cacao? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like that whole mint chocolate chip type
Yeah.
of thing you're getting, and it looks like it too. It's like neon green.
I just finished watching Palm Royale.
Really?
Season 1, she loves grasshoppers.
That's the one with Kristen Wiig?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's fun. It's fun. I think my only critique is I think the episodes are maybe a little too long.
Right.
I think that they would really be strong 42, maybe like 35.
Not 55.
Yeah, I think it's a little too long. So it's like, I think some things could be tightened up, But I look forward to season 2.
Dude, they're trying to get their money's worth.
Oh,
Every time
it's Apple. Yeah, they're like, you want to take 3 hours an episode? Go
Dude.
right ahead. We're Apple. We do whatever we want.
Every time I look
Bless
at one
'em.
of these shows, Megan, sorry, I'm sorry I jumped in.
No, you've jumped in the right spot.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love I love that. Every time I see one of these shows on Apple, I'm like, how much did it cost for these principals to be on this show? This is why these shows only last 2 seasons.
I think there's more though to it because if you look at the producers,
Right.
it's a lot of the principals are also producers on the show too. So they might be like getting paid like differently.
Right.
I'm not too sure, but I do find it interesting that Apple does that with a lot of their shows.
Wow, I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, Seth Rogen does a lot of stuff there. He's got a few shows.
Oh,
out.
yes. The studio.
Studio is great, and the other one with Rose Byrne. They're like best friends.
Oh, Platonic or something like that?
Yes.
Wow. But
Yeah.
it's like so many big
a fun one.
names.
Yep.
So many big names.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll tell you, what's funny about Netflix, I was telling my ladybug this yesterday. I'm like, yo, Netflix is cornering the market on the documentaries.
Yeah, they're coming. Well, I feel like Max is also.
Yeah,
Like-
Max has a lot of them because they got the whole TLC. They got all that in. They got
Okay.
Discovery built in.
Got it.
So they already got that built in. But like Netflix, they got this series called Trainwreck.
Okay.
And it's all about things that are like,
people who are succeeding,
no, people who are not succeeding.
who are doing really great at life.
Oh, like,
That trains just break
Oh.
because there's no point.
exactly.
There's no point when there's somebody doing that great.
Dude, the best train wreck they had was Woodstock 99.
Okay.
So Woodstock 99.
These kind of train
Yeah.
wrecks.
So Woodstock 99 is like full on. This is the beginnings. This was the beginning of all the bro stuff
Yeah.
because you had
It was the end of a lot of fun
yes
from the 90s. And
Yes.
and the switch over to like douchebaggery.
yes big time
Yeah.
big time. So
Pretty fly for a white guy. Uno, dos,
Trace.
Yo, cinco, seis.
Dude, there was one point in that documentary. So they tried to recreate Woodstock again, but they put it at this Air Force base. Lots of asphalt, lots of concrete.
Not good idea.
Not a good idea for
Nope.
the height of summer, even in 1999.
Uh-huh.
Mosh pits and the music that you have there. A lot of Limp Bizkit, a lot of Kid Rock, a lot of
Bashing heads.
give me something to break. Then you try to follow that up with Sheryl Crow,
Yes.
and you got bros in the audience. Show your tits,
Of course.
and you're charging up the wazoo for water.
Cheryl should have gone first.
Cheryl should have gone first.
Yeah.
They did. They had Jewel, I think, there. So they had like this weird juxtaposition of artists, where the founder of Woodstock was like, "Yo, you know what? I just want to make money.
Yeah.
I just want to make money. I don't." SA, it is what it is. It's 1999. People are collapsing, falling all over the place. It's 1999. Whatever.
99.
MTV's there, and they're leaving the riot. Fine. That's the other thing. The last thing that they did, I think this was like right after, I think it was after Columbine. They had like candles
Okay.
for all these people to like, memorialize, stuff. And you're giving all of these people lit candles. So they burned everything down. Everything. The trucks, all of the concession stands, and it was like full on like craziness. But yeah, Netflix really is hitting the mark with the documentaries
Yeah.
because all you really need is a nice cone, your snacks, your water, and you are focused. You are zoned in.
Zoned in.
And we are zoned in too because we have taken down something very fun. This is from our good friends of Electraleaf. This is called Killer Cupcake.
Ooh.
It's a hybrid, right? And it's got like, Dom said it was kind of lemony.
Okay.
What did you think? What did you think, Megan? Yo, I can smell it from here. Holy Jesus.
Definitely lemony, but it's also like earthy tones, like maybe sandalwood.
Ooh. Now, when I consume it, like I get like citrus. I get a little sweet.
Yeah.
But I still get that earthy feeling, and I'm very soothed and very relaxed.
Yeah. My throat did not burn.
No burn, and
that was very nice.
yes, and I used your favorite paper, Zigzags.
Love Zigzag.
Got those.
They have good deals.
They do. They do have great deals.
I am a sucker for a deal.
But like anybody could be a sucker for a deal.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what's funny.
And it's a great product. Besides having good deals, I should also say good product.
It is a good product, but
Yeah.
you know what's really fun? Like we started heavy, but I'm feeling, chill.
Yeah.
I'm feeling all right. And it's a nice, like, you're blissful, you're chill, it's smooth, it's airy, it's complimentary, it's Electraleaf,
Yeah.
it's Killer Cupcake. I mean, it's not a killer, but it really, like, you're chill.
Yeah.
You're chill.
In my head, I just keep hearing, she's a killer queen.
Wait, what is that from?
Queen.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Killer queen?
No.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
I look forward for you later listening
to listening to
it.
that?
I'm very excited for
Killer
you.
Queen.
Yeah, isn't it exciting though when like because part of like if I was another person, I'd be like, how do you not know that song?
Right.
Instead, I get to be like, how fun. Because it's like there's still so much music from our favorite artists that we don't know. Like, I love ABBA, right? ABBA's
Right.
my favorite
Wait,
band.
ABBA is your favorite band?
Yes. Now, ABBA has so much in their collection.
Right.
They have like impressive amount going on. I still have so much I get to explore.
So you're not one of those, if you see somebody in an ABBA shirt, you're not going to be like, name 3 songs.
No.
Why are you wearing that shirt?
No, I'd probably just be like, smile and be like, yeah, nice shirt. Because you know what? When I wear my ABBA shirt out, people are like, yeah, nice shirt.
You don't have an ABBA shirt.
Yes, I do.
Get the hell out of here. You got an ABBA shirt.
Of course I have an ABBA shirt.
What?
I love ABBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that now. Now, see, that's something else I got to remember now.
That's a good fact about
That
me
is
to
a
remember.
great
That's
fact.
a fun one.
Megan likes ABBA.
Love ABBA. But also it's like because I love disco. And disco is like, it's
fun.
It's fun. It's uplifting. It was, at the time, it started uniting people. It was like one of the first music that was for everybody. And a lot of that then gets taken over to hip hop. So it's
Right.
like the connections to
Right.
disco to hip hop are kind of awesome.
That is true.
Yeah.
Dude,
Disco is for everybody.
it is for everybody.
Yep. And it's like the most sampled.
That is true. Because it's rhythmic, it's got the instruments, it's authentic.
It's got its beats.
That's true.
Yep.
It is authentic.
Yeah.
Megan, you're doing it today, dude.
Yeah. Studio 54 would still be here if it wasn't for cocaine ruining everything.
But didn't it make it better? Because the videos that I've seen from the 80s, these white boys dancing and throwing it down on Soul Train, that stuff was amazing.
Yeah, they just went too far.
They went too far.
Maybe when it turned to crack. When it was still coke, people should have just been able to handle
we
their
can't.
coke. No?
We have to keep going higher.
Yeah, but then also in like the 60s, everyone was doing meth like nonchalantly because
That's
it was
true.
like in medicines and stuff like that.
That's true. It was all in medicines. It was all like legit. And then somehow somebody decided, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Probably because the bottom line wasn't doing what it was supposed to do.
Honestly, if anybody's ever like, what, you smoke weed? I'd be like, there are so many other things I could be doing right now. Just let me have this one thing.
Let me have this one thing.
Yeah.
Now, I got to tell you something else. So, I'm finishing up my birthday month. Some people, they like to do the week, the month, or whatever. So I fall into that every now and then. I'm like, yo, it's still June. I can still celebrate.
Yeah.
I got a gift card. I want to use it.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, because those discounts are the whole month.
Yes, that's right.
So.
That's right. I've been getting them all over the place. I'm like, man, this is a lot of pressure to shop and consume. I got everything I need. It's good. It's okay. I don't need that's a lot of pressure. I got to get this 15% off for my birthday. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, you don't have to take all the coupons.
No.
The savings is really exciting. I
Yes,
think
it
on
is.
its own, just
Yes.
knowing what you could be saving if you were to spend the money. But then when you have to think about like, what is this
Right.
cost?
Exactly.
Effective, efficient.
Yeah. Do I need
yeah.
more stuff
Yeah.
in my apartment, in my closet, in my space?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I do need this little guy. So
Okay.
this guy, I actually saw this on Instagram, and I was like, what the hell is this? It's called the Simpacti. I hope I'm saying it right. Simpacti Pack and Puff Cone Loader.
Wow.
Dom, get a look at this right here, bro. This is nuts. The Simpacti Pack and Puff Cone Loader. So all you got to do is this, right?
And there's measurements on the side.
There are measurements on the side. It's not like the Solo Red Cup where you got to guess to figure out what measurement is a shot or whatever that. Because you know about those lines too, right? On the Solo Cups.
No.
You didn't know about that?
No.
So it's like it was like that.
See, so many like secrets are in front of all of us.
It was like that second from last. That's like for a shot.
Okay.
So it was all there, right there in plain sight.
Oh,
So
that could have saved a lot of time, actually.
save a lot of
knowing that.
time and a lot of livers too,
Yeah.
because drinking is a sport. Boom, boom. So
I was a champ.
I was a champ too. So check it out. So Simpacti, it's it's plant-based plastic.
Okay.
There's like no BPA's. It's made in the USA and all this other good stuff. So it looks like a little rocket ship, right?
Yeah.
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna put your cone in here,
Okay.
and then you take your pre-ground flour and you just gently, down it in here,
Okay.
and then you have this stick.
And then you go.
You just
boop,
pack,
boop, boop.
pack. But then to get the cone out, you got to go right up the middle with the stick
Then you gotta go up the butt.
and then
Get it
pop it
out.
out.
Got it.
And then when you're ready to store it, you go right there,
Right back in. Takes
right
up,
back in.
Like no space.
No space. And I did all of these.
Wow.
I did all of these cones from Zigzag with this Simpacti. And it was like the easiest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so I just fill it up to here, give it like a nice gentle like pat, and we're good to go. And that's it. Take a look. And you allegedly have, each line is an alleged amount of puffs.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm game.
Wow.
Because I'm 47 and I don't really feel like rolling anything. I really don't.
Okay, that's fair. I guess I use the cones. So it's not really rolling.
You're packing.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
packing.
Yeah, I could do the
You're
packing.
pack and twist.
Yeah, pack and twist is my game, but I was never good at rolling.
No?
No, I was never good. That's why I just used bowl and one hitter for so long. So these cones
Wow.
are what a game changer.
It's a game changer,
Yeah.
right? And there's no shame in that.
I feel so free.
Dude. But check this out. In the box. Look what they got in the box.
Is that say save 25% on your next order?
Oh, yeah. So,
Wow.
you know what I have to do? I have to give that to you. I have to hand that off to you, dude. Dude.
Get a coupon, pass a coupon off.
Get a coupon, pass a coupon. This is like amazing. And what's funny is it says this. It works with the large and the standards. So I even got the standards like you did.
Okay.
And I was like, this is freaking perfect. Like, I got so much bang for my buck from that 3.5 of Killer Cupcake.
Okay.
And it was freaking awesome. And look at this. All you got to do, take a look. Take a look. This is all you get. You get the packing stick. You get the little apparatus. And that's it. You put it back into the box. And never again.
Bada bing,
Bada boom. It is super discreet. And I love that their hashtag says Puff Smarter. So I guess you can find them on Instagram at Simpacti. SIMPACTI. Hashtag Puff Smarter.
Yeah.
Dude,
Puff Smarter.
I love the hashtag game.
Yeah.
I got
Puff Smarter, roll it at home, go get ground flour. Like, I gotta tell you, I got it. All right, you know what I got yesterday?
what?
Like, very proud of myself. So I got an ounce of ground flour.
Right.
Cost $120
Nice.
with tax,
Ooh.
$136.
Okay.
Okay. Then I went home and I rolled it, and it rolled 51 joints.
What?
Right? What a fucking savings.
Oh my God.
Like, one of my friends, he buys the 2-pack pre-rolls.
Uh-huh.
I won't say I mean, they are really good. Actually, okay, I'll say, because it's also it's a good deal.
Right.
Ruby.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, Ruby Farms.
Yeah, so the 2-pack is like $13.
Okay.
Right? And he loves them. They're great. Great for hanging out. You know, really enjoy them. And they come in also in this fun, like, little container too.
Right.
That looks like a test tube.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like a classiness to it. But so 10 of those would be what I paid for an ounce.
Right.
So I got 50 out of that. So, like, already figure out, like, how much I'm saving.
You're saving, like,
I love the savings.
more over 30%. It's over 30% you're saving, right?
Yeah, I can't do the math right now.
I
was
can't do
doing
the
it
math right
earlier.
now, obviously.
But when I can do the math, it's going to be wild.
Dude.
Because I think I did it earlier, but I think I did it wrong. But I think my savings is more.
I tried to do math yesterday.
It's
I
hard.
went on a walk.
Math is hard.
Hey, listen, I went on a walk, and I started one of my little Killer Cupcake cones or whatever on my walk. I was making burritos, got all my stuff, and I had a scratcher ticket from Friday.
Great.
I was like, yeah, let me, do something with it, have some fun or whatever. So I'm already 15,000 feet in the air. I get to the bodega, and I'm like, okay, I got $2, and I got a $5 bill. Okay, here's the $2. I did take 5.
Great.
My numbers, quick pick, the day and the night. So that's $4.
Okay.
See, I'm already confused now.
Right.
I couldn't do the friggin' math in my head.
So you really owe him $2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It took all of my brain power to figure that out.
Yeah.
But what was the best was the lotto dude was being a smart ass. He's like, oh, you have a whole $2 left. What are you going to do with it now? It's like, I'm going to get more tickets, buddy. It was like, I cannot believe I couldn't get this math done. I was making it harder than what it needed to be.
Yeah.
Dude.
Sometimes we get in our own way.
Sometimes we do. But you know what?
It's not malicious.
No, it's not malicious.
It's just whoops.
But I got something to tell you about last week.
Okay.
I was in somebody's way. Yo, these segues are like silky smooth. Megan, what is going on today?
I thought you meant segues. Like,
no, not the ride.
I thought you meant you ran. I was like, what is happening to this city? Are you about to tell me they're doing Segway tours? Like we're in Disney World, which they all have a really great time on those tours. My parents did one. But then when I worked down there, also, you would see them early morning because that's when you go on the Segway tours. But it is kind of ridiculous. The Segway is absolutely ridiculous. And it is kind of surprising it's not more popular.
No, not Segway.
Oh.
Segue.
Yes.
So
The Queen's English.
that is correct, Megan.
Yes.
So on the way back home last week, we do our walk. Everything's great.
Yeah.
We split. I'm like, am I going to go gray, green, or yellow? I'm like, I'm going yellow. It's old school.
Okay.
Yellow and orange train. You got that 3-seat, the 2-seat. I'm sitting by the door. I got my yacht rock on. We had a great episode. Feeling good.
Yeah.
The weather is like great. 30,000 feet. I'm listening to all my jams. And I'm focused. Like straight ahead. Focus straight ahead. Obviously, you come in, you scan. Dude to my right in the 2-seater. And there's a couple people to my left. I'm jamming.
Yeah.
And I'm fidgeting with my phone, skipping tracks, going back, looking at emails and looking at Instagram communications, DMs, the whole thing, whatever, looking at websites, stuff like that. And I'm fidgeting a lot. And I'm moving, I'm grooving. And at one point, I sit back, relax, and I turn to my right. And the dude, he has an iPhone. And it has the audio jack, the earbuds, the whole thing. It's really odd, too. But the way he was holding the phone was odd, too. You hold the phone, it's like at this 45-degree angle, you're looking down. Instead, it's like full-on 90-degree. He's looking at it. I'm like, that's weird.
Good for the neck, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is what happened after.
Do we think it was for posture?
No, it wasn't.
Do we think that he was caring about
There's no caring.
Okay.
There was no caring. There was no caring. It was all because somebody got in the way. So, I'm still jamming to my music.
Yeah, everything's great.
Everything's
in your land.
great.
Adrian
Everything is great in Adrian
grooving.
land. It's like, I keep forgetting everything is I keep forgetting.
More Michael McDonald.
And then this brother, like, dressed, like, just came out of, like, a financial, like, institution, the leather, the Italian shoes, the whole thing. And he taps the dude that's sitting in that two-seater. He's like, do you know her? Is she related to you? And I'm kind of like, oh, this is getting good. So I immediately, like, hit pause, bloop.
Okay.
And I'm hearing everything now. And he's like, yeah, do you know that young lady over there? And the dude is like, I don't know how that happened. Let me just see if I can delete this really quick. Oh, I don't even know how that happened. So long story short, Megan and Dom, I come to find out this dude is sneaking pics of this young teenage, like, she probably was like 17.
Wow.
She had no clue. And as this is happening, I'm sitting there like jaw to the floor. Like, is this really happening right now?
And so when he was holding the phone up at his like
face eye level,
was he like looking at the photos?
He might have been looking at the photos, taking photos, and I guess the dude sitting not too far from him noticed this.
Good for
and
him.
was like, yo, I'm going to do something about this.
That's how you do it. They need to be known that they're being seen.
And I looked at the young lady and I was just like, and she was like, what the what?
Yeah.
And after all this happened, I realized he got in trouble because it was my fault. Because I was fidgeting and moving around and jamming so much, he couldn't get a good sneaky pick.
Oh my God.
So he had to be obvious.
So you actually were like protecting her. And also, I got to give you props. You also looked at her and made eye contact and let her know this is weird.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in those situations, nobody lets that person know.
No.
That this was a weird situation and you're allowed to feel like weird about what just happened. So that's good.
And I was like.
And you were protecting her at the same time.
I didn't even figure that out until like later. I was like, wait a minute.
Sometimes the things that we do when we don't even like, or we're just
being,
right?
I got in their way. Yo, I was like, that was the most insane thing of that day. But there was more.
There's more.
So I get out and I'm like, I got to get off this train. This is too much for me to handle right now. Because it was still like, it wasn't even noon yet. This is the thing that gets me. It wasn't even noon.
Summer, we start early.
Yeah, we start early.
Yeah.
We start early, with the shenanigans. So I get off at the station, and I see the dude, and I try to do like the fist or like the salute. And then this dude looks at me like, don't salute me, bro. I was like, what? I was like, dude, like you did something really cool. I'm just acknowledging it. You're giving me attitude now?
Yeah.
Like, so then I'm like, wait a minute. Was this a bit? Was this one of these bits where you don't even know where the cameras are? But I didn't see anything on Instagram or anything like that. So I'm like, dude, I really was like, right place, right time.
Yeah.
Yo, it was the strangest thing. I'm like, nobody looks at their phone this way. Nobody does. Yeah. Nobody wants anyone.
There I was giving him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he was thinking about his posture.
The benefit of the doubt.
But no.
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 Dude.
Doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Not at all.
pervert. But now, every time I see somebody who's holding the phone like that, I'm going to be like, oh no, is it pervert or is it posture? Pervert or posture? It's America's new favorite game show. Pervert or posture?
Welcome to Pervert or Posture. Dude, it was a lot. It was a lot. But then
It's a great show.
you got you have the other extreme. This past Friday, trying to go to work. I was on the platform for 45 minutes.
Oh, yes.
45 minutes.
That's way too long.
Way too long.
Too long to be. What is this? The early 2000s? The G train?
The ghost train?
Yeah.
Oh, there were like mechanical switch problems at another station. So all the trains in my neighborhood in both directions weren't doing anything.
Damn.
There was a train. You know this is a bad sign. There are two bad signs when you get to the platform. When the platform is full and when there's a train just idling. You're like, wait a minute. Something's not right.
Yeah.
So get there.
I hate that feeling.
Train is idling. I'm like, okay, it's no, the train pulled in on time. I'm like, okay, this is cool. All right. I'm like, wait a minute, it's still here. And the conductor is like, he's wondering what's going on. I had to show him the MTA website to show him what the deal was. But this is the extreme with the devices. Everyone on the platform, all we wanted to do was go to work.
Yeah.
Make those dollars.
Everyone wants to go to work.
Make those dollars.
Yep.
You know? But this is what we had to do. And I've been doing this for a long time. There's certain times when you know ain't nobody gonna believe this shit. Ain't nobody gonna believe this shit.
No.
I've had buses break down, like full axles, whatever, and I'm snapping pictures, texting it to managers, emailing it on email accounts that are company emails so that there's a record of this thing happening at this time and all of the gymnastics that you got to do to make sure that these places of employment know that your situation, as unbelievable as it is really freaking happening. Yeah. There was a woman.
Because there's people that abuse it.
Yo, there was a woman. She was telling me, she's like, look at the clock. You got to take a picture of that time clock right now because it's saying delay. You got to take a picture and send it to your job right now. I was like, okay, I'll do it. No worries.
Yeah.
I was like, I got one for you too, ma'am. Go to the MTA website. Take a screenshot of whatever alerts are going on, and you do that too. And she was like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Put a whole file together.
And that's what I did.
So much. You give them so much that they don't even want to look at any of it, that they're like, you know, actually, we believe you.
Oh, this is the best part. You have dueling announcements. So I got my phone ready on the camera setting to video, and I'm ready. Once I hear that go, I'm hitting that red button. Boop. I just let it run.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, dude, you were so amazing, sending all this information, keeping us up to date, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Because by the time I would get there, I would then need to just turn right back around. The only option was a bus. Yeah. And that bus, local.
Yeah, that's going to take a while.
Yeah,
the bus is really nice when it's close.
Yes. The bus is nice when it's close.
Yeah.
But not when you have to go to
I wish
job.
the bus was better.
There's too many cars.
I like to take the bus.
There's too many cars, dude.
Yeah.
And the bus sucks. I've done it.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be nice.
Sometimes it can be nice. Even when there's a weirdo trying to, do a little, doing some shenanigans on the bus.
You know, you're lying to yourself when you're like, this is nice. You're like, oh.
I did that. I was like, oh, I'm seeing the trees. I'm seeing nature. I'm outside, the sky.
I'm outside.
You're outside, but then traffic.
Yeah.
Weather. No.
Yeah.
No. And then weirdos.
Yeah.
Weirdos take the bus. Dude.
They do. It's a different
It's a different like level. Because you're like trapped on this thing where there's really nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
We're all stuck here on this bus.
And if you have earbuds, good luck. because you might have someone, with a sermon or a message
Oh, yeah.
that is even more audible
Gotta get that message out.
than your headphones are.
Yeah.
So you got to be mindful of that too, dude. So that was like the week that was for this guy right here. Like, it never fails. Never fails. But I want to get into something really quickly with
Okay.
you. And I wanted to talk about hashtags.
Got it.
So we use a lot of hashtags on this podcast. When we post the episode on Instagram, we like to do, let's see if I can remember, hashtag comedy podcast, canna podcast, canna culture, cannabis community, break the stigma. And what I found interesting about that was a lot of our content, knock on wood, is thriving, flourishing, or whatever. And what's funny is even some of the pictures that I post, I try to dip my toe into the water a little bit with some of the things I post.
Yeah.
Nothing's really happened, knock on wood. But I had this conversation with
Nothing bad.
yeah, no slap on the wrist, no
Yeah. For a moment,
no
you're like,
shadow banning.
nobody likes us and nobody hates us. I'm going to take that as a win. Okay. Tomorrow's another day to tip the scale.
To tip the scale? Oh, my goodness. But what's funny was I noticed something, and it was on this account, NY Cannabright. And what they did was they're looking to centralize the hashtag game and to also see if they can, beat the algorithm and things of that nature and make things very visible, specifically in New York.
Okay.
So what NY Cannabright came up with was the hashtag NYC weed. Simple enough. And then also NYC dispensaries. What I was thinking was maybe we could add that to our posts and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what happens and I had the conversation with Cannabright yesterday, and I was like, is it cool that we talk about this and, express it or whatever? And she was like, definitely.
Yeah.
Go for it. And I would love to test it out.
Great.
And see how it goes. Because
Let's see if the numbers jump.
the numbers jump or we get smacked down or shadow banned. Is it cool to get shadow banned? Is that a badge of honor?
I mean, I think it causes more work.
Causes more work.
So I guess it's fun to say it maybe once.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, we were shadow banned. But then you're just like, oh, I think that's more work.
Because I'm sensitive about the content. Not the I don't know the content, but to me, it's like a living document, I guess. That's how I look at it.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how I look at it.
If you look back on it,
Yeah.
you could tell.
What you did, where you were,
Yeah.
the date, the time, and what your mood was with the post and all. That's how I look at this thing. I don't look at it like anything other than that, really.
Yeah.
It's a living document, and
Tells a story.
tells a story, and I want to keep it intact.
Yeah.
Like a record collection or something like that.
Yeah.
That's all. And I was just wondering how that would work with us. I'm very curious to see.
Yeah, let's find out.
So shout out to you, NY Cannabright, and oh wow, potential spam. We're gonna take care of that. You gotta love that. So
God, they're so needy.
they're so needy. NY.
One person doesn't pick up. So sorry. Finish.
No, it's all good. One person doesn't pick up, and now you got to keep trying.
Then you keep calling, and then you moved on to the next person already. It's
On to the next, on to the next, on to the
potential
next.
spam. Maybe give me a chance.
Exactly. With
I have a life also.
and your
Can't
exclamation
always-
point.
Yeah, you're calling. Okay, you're calling
Please.
at 10:46 in the morning. Okay.
What? So NY Cannabright, shout out to you.
Yes, shout
And
out to you
we-
and not potential spam who's calling
Exactly.
everybody.
Yes, exactly. And also, you know what? I got to shout out where I picked up the Electraleaf Killer Cupcake.
Oh yeah, where'd you get it?
So I got it at a dispensary named Stoops.
Stoops.
It's on 23rd and 23rd and 5th.
Like a fine place to sit.
Yeah.
Nice.
It really has a great vibe. bright, light, airy, and the staff is knowledgeable, very chill, and just really welcoming. And it was, you could tell I had a good time because I wrote a 5-star review that same day.
Oh, yeah. You were like, I'm on this. I'm going to write a review.
I'm all over it. And it just felt good. I must have been there for like maybe a good 15, 20 minutes just talking shit, even after I made my purchases.
Yeah, you're like, now I live here.
Now I live here and I feel great.
You guys made me feel so comfortable. I'm not going to leave.
Shout out to Stoops for being so kind to me and just put me on to something really cool. Shout out to Electraleaf for the Killer Cupcake.
Yes.
This has been amazing, and I know there is something else. Is there something else? I told you about the Subway story. I told you all the Subway stories.
All the Subway stories.
Went over all the hashtags in the Cannabright.
Went over those. You learned about the song Killer Queen by Queen.
Learned about that. What else is there? You know what I realized too?
What?
Coming into the studio this morning, shout out to Gas Digital Studios.
Gas Digital.
You guys are so good to us. Dom, the super producer, yes that's
he
right.
is.
And Karen, you know who you are. I still can't believe we've been doing this for 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Yep.
And we're getting there.
We're still doing it.
We're still doing it. We're still chugging along.
Yeah.
And I had said to NY Canterbury, this little podcast of ours, she's like, don't say that. I was like, you're right. It's blooming. It's blossoming. It's not a seedling. It's blooming. It's blossoming. It's fun. Yeah. And what I want to do is this. We've been chatting it up, chopping it up, talking. I want to take a quick break.
Okay.
And I want to get into more of that Electraleaf. And then I want to do something really fun.
Okay.
And then take it from there.
Okay.
You good with that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll be back with the Bake Sale Session Podcast, episode 21, Grasshopper Pie. We'll be back. Canna wraps enhance your burn. Each pre-cut wrap at 40 milligrams is a printed cannabis-infused rolling paper that keeps an even and controlled burn. Versatile, budget-friendly canna wraps can be used with the flower of your choice or take your pre-roll to a whole other level. It's your high as you want it. Each wrap is printed with THC for an odor-free, taste-free experience. Find us at your local dispensary. Get it, wrap it, chill. And we are back. We are back.
We did
Here
it.
it is. We did it.
We came back.
We came back. We're better than ever? Or is it...
Yeah.
Is it important to come back better than ever or stronger than ever?
I don't know.
Or is it just better to just be back?
I think it's, start with back.
Just start with back?
Yeah.
And take it from there?
Yeah. Maybe you don't have to put too much pressure because it's like coming back better every single time. Like, that's a lot of improvement.
That is a lot of improvement.
And it's like after a while, there's only so much you can improve. And then you're like, okay.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think this is who I am now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is that giving up or is that just understanding?
No, I think that's fine tuning what you then have.
Dude.
Yeah.
Your outlook is like your outlook is like the yin to my yang.
Yeah. Some people also say it's finding the delusion.
Finding the delusion? No. What is finding the delusion?
Well, yeah, you can find the delusion something like to make it like be like, oh, okay, kind of like the MTA, like how we all rationalize like this is fine. All of this is fine.
That sounds like what the hell was I watching last week? Oh, I was watching a lot of Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I feel like the summertime brings it.
Mall rats
Yeah.
and the whole thing and like Snoochie Boochies.
Yeah.
I was watching all that and then
They're so weird. They're so weird, but we all love them.
and then it's all the same people
Yeah.
all the time. Like
And that's fun now.
that's the fun thing.
Yeah. They
So-
built a universe.
I was like watching this documentary by Kevin Smith and it was like be unreasonably like unreasonable or something like that about your dreams. And he was like, yeah, I spent 27 grand making Clerks all on credit cards.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to pay it off. I'm going to get another job. I'm going to get another whatever and keep moving from there. He's like seeing his thing on the screen, just like it made it happen for him.
Yeah.
27 grand.
27 grand.
And it
Okay.
was black and white.
Yeah.
And I still like watch that to this day. Clerks,
Classic.
all of them. Mallrats. I know why I was watching Mallrats. So last 2 Fridays ago, bathroom flooded.
Oh, no.
We flooded the downstairs. Pipes, all old.
Oh.
Building's 80, 90 years old. So what do you do? Nobody's working. Nobody's doing anything. We're just watching movies. So I'm like, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. And we're just going through the whole thing. My ladybug is like, I've never seen Mallrats. And I was like, I don't know you. Oh, my God.
Never saw Mallrats.
Yeah, right?
And now at the time, do you have a bathroom to use?
No.
So you don't have a bathroom at all?
No.
But you're going through all these movies.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to just make the best of the day.
Wow.
Make the best of the day.
Doing it.
And between the hours of 9 p.m., 4 p.m., they were working.
Yeah.
And everything was done.
They did it.
They did it. Something had to be moved to the left by an inch. We looked at each other and we're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
They were nervous because some people, they get an attitude about that. But you got to be chill. This is getting done for free.
Yeah.
So just take it as it comes.
Just fix it.
Just fix it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be over here chilling out, hitting Penner for Love Hewitt, and I'm relaxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the delusion.
Yeah. And you don't want to be delusional.
You want to find
but
it.
you can find like some delusions. Like that's healthy.
I think
A little bit of delusion.
I think I found it.
Yeah.
I found it.
You found it.
I found it.
Great.
And you know what? With that, we're going to take a little vacation.
We're taking a break.
We're taking a little vacation, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back. Yeah. Maybe 2 weeks. Dom, we'll be back. Just taking a little vacation. But listen, Megan, let's enjoy the rest of this day, the rest of this week. Everybody out there,
so good.
All the smokers, the tokers out there, enjoy the rest of the week. Find the delusion. Don't be delusional.
Yeah.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Megan.
Bake Sale Session Podcast, episode 21. We are out.
Bye.
Bye.